out your experience. Right, okay. So first of all, to fire away, let's tell me about yourself. Who you are, where you're from, what you do.
Okay, so my name's Daniyaal 𝒂𝒂. I'm from Manchester, born and raised. I currently I'm basically an engineering professional, so I work on site most of the time, doing engineering. I'm generally, especially before lockdown, I was quite active because I was on site. I was walking around a lot. Then obviously, given COVID, I'm now started to work from home. So I fall into that category of people are starting to, get a bit sedentary and, not moving as much. So yeah, engineering professional from Manchester, interested in, martial arts, been loving, been doing martial arts for most of my life. And again, with lockdown, that's been impacted. Yeah, that's a bit of a nutshell.
I think you missed out a crucial point. You're a dad.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah.
How many kids do you have?
Just the one, Asa. So he's 2. He's just turned 2 now. So yeah.
2 is difficult with the sleep routines and things like that.
Exactly. Yeah. It's difficult to manage sometimes, but with good routine.
And despite that, your results have been phenomenal.
Yeah.
So, before I forget, one of the things I wanted to touch on is what would you classify yourself as? I know you said it, so you weren't really like severely obese or anything like that.
No. So I've been skinny fat basically all my life. Very slim. Everyone used to call me, say I used to eat a lot. I'm sorry, I still eat a lot. And everyone just used to think I had a fast metabolism. But in reality, I was always just skinny fat. Used to do a lot of core exercises, cardio, HIIT training. But yeah, that's so yeah. I didn't have a lot of weight to lose. I was just very skinny fat, and I wanted that, that definition, and yeah, that's basically what I was looking for.
So I mean, that answers the second question I was going to ask you. You wanted why did you start training with me? And you said you wanted the definition. Because you were skinny fat. And so how did you come by me? How did we meet?
So I first heard about you in terms of the work that you're doing at the moment on Facebook. Popped up quite a few times on my newsfeed, and then I started reading some of your content, and then I got interested and then joined the free group. And I think within 2 weeks of me joining the free group, I was consuming all the content and thinking, you know what, this content's amazing, and if Adam's willing to share this amount of content for free, imagine what I'd get on the actual program. And I wanted the accountability and the coaching. So I decided to join the program. So that was my journey, and it didn't take long. I've been seeing your things on Facebook for maybe a few months, maybe 3-4 months. Then I decided to join the group. Then within 2-3 weeks of me joining the group, that's when I signed up for the program. And
would you say the program met your expectations?
Yes, 100%. So what I wanted to get out of the program was, one, increase my awareness about nutrition. I wanted to understand the mechanisms for fat loss, because ultimately, although I was skinny fat, I still had fat. So I wanted to understand what it means to lose fat, how to do it, the science behind it, the nutrition behind it. Also then the exercises that would help me also build muscle at the same time as losing fat, because that was my primary goal. Was essentially maybe for the first 6 weeks, 7 weeks was maybe fat loss, and then afterwards I think we spoke about me doing more of the muscle building exercises. So that's what I wanted to get out of it, plus the mindset and the routine, the morning and evening routine. All the mindset stuff that we did, that was very useful as well. So yeah, in terms of my expectations, it hit all of those. I managed to lose the fat, look a lot more toned, starting to build muscle. I'm very aware of my food now. Before I just used to just eat anything. Wasn't really bothered, but now I'm quite aware of things, and that's been a good a good shift in mindset for me. And the other thing is, yeah, then the general the education side of fat loss, the science behind meat and all of that. That was very useful for me. And yeah, in terms of my expectations, the program has met my expectations and exceeded them.
I mean, your physique is awesome. And one of the things that I mean, we're not going to show your physique now, unless when you if and when you're comfortable. The thing is, one thing is, we do get guys in the program that only have 7-8 kgs to lose, and sometimes they struggle more than somebody who's got 20-30 kgs to lose.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I think it's a mental thing. It's a mental thing because they don't have a lot to lose. The pain barriers or the pain isn't so big that they want to get it done. Secondly, they are likely have been doing other things and it kind of worked. It kind of worked, and so I think, oh well, I've done this in the past and it's worked, and I find they butcher the program.
Yeah, definitely.
Either they don't follow through properly,
definitely,
because they feel their pain isn't too big. Secondly, sometimes I feel they butcher the program because they kind of sort of think I've got sort of results, so that must work. And as you've seen, my method is really easy.
Yeah, 100%.
And because it's so easy, people don't buy into it because they bought into that commercialized.
Yeah.
You have to do this and you have to do that. Yeah. And I mean, thankfully, alhamdulillah, you got it the first time round.
Alhamdulillah, yeah.
Sometimes it takes people a couple of times, like Majid.
Yeah.
It takes a couple of times before it sinks in.
Yeah.
But you embrace it, mashallah. You embrace it so well, because I think you being on the program has enhanced the program for me, because the questions you asked me were fantastic, because you asked me deep questions. You soaked in the material.
Yeah.
And then if there was anything missing in that material, you asked a question around it.
Yeah.
So it made me fill in that gap.
Alhamdulillah. Yeah.
Instead of the usual questions that people ask me, normally what I find is that and this is why I need to hire an admin, and I'm looking at hiring admins. I've got one, just a couple more to answer the user support questions that are not intricate and doesn't require me to answer them. It's usually things like, where is the program? Oh, where's this sheet? Where's this? Where's that? Oh, I can't find the recipes. Where are the recipes? And those types of questions. But you follow the steps, because we do have a very structured process. And you follow the steps, you read the email, took the steps, you digested the material,
100%.
And then you asked me questions. And the questions you asked me were gaps in that material. So then I came back and thought, okay, there's a gap here, or something I've not explained as well as I should have. So I'm going to create more content around this, or I'll do a coaching call around this. Yeah. So I'm grateful for that. I'm thankful for that you ask those questions.
Yeah.
So I think you contribute to the program in that sense.
No, that's really kind of you.
What would you say?
Sorry, I was gonna say that the way I basically had no expectations. I basically removed all of the expectations of what I thought fat loss and everything was going to be. I just said, you know what, trust the process and just do it. And that's basically what I'd advise anyone to do. Just grit and bear it and just do it, and you'll see the results.
I love that. I love that phrase. Even though I've taken lots of business building courses and marketing courses, and sometimes that phrase is thrown around quite a bit.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll be on a rubbish program and they'll use that phrase to kind of just cover their backs.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, in this case, I wholly believe that yes, it's everything's laid out for you perfectly, and anything you don't understand, I'm there to support you. How have you found my support?
The support was amazing, actually. I was really surprised, actually, in the beginning. We had the daily accountability initially with the emails, but then also whenever I had a question, I just fired it to you and you'd give me the answer. The other thing that was amazing, actually, was I had this stipulation that I would only do workouts with resistance bands, home workouts. And I thought that would be a problem. But when I approached you and said, this is what I want to do, you actually went out, and this really impressed me actually. You went out and you started recording all of the exercises for me straight away, and that I was really, really grateful for. And that amount of support was amazing. So yeah, I'm really happy with all of the support that you've given. You answer things in a timely manner. So yeah, really, really happy with the support.
So how would you say your life has changed now?
So in terms of the mindset, that's shifted. I wouldn't say before I had bad eating habits, but I'm now much more aware of what I'm eating. I understand the mechanics of fat loss. So the other thing I did want to say as well about the program is I said I'm going to do the program, but I'm not going to do anything that I don't see myself doing in the future. Because that way I don't see it sustainable. So yeah. On the program, I was eating my weekly takeaway all the time, every single week, and alhamdulillah still losing weight. So yeah, I've not. So in terms of what I've changed, my mindset has been strengthened and more aware now about food, and also in line with the prophetic tradition as well. I really enjoyed the what was it called now? The
spiritual dimension to it.
The spiritual dimension to it, and also just the food taqwa. That's what it was. I really enjoyed that, and it's made me more aware. Obviously, it's changed my physique as well, which is it's a good feeling when you feel like you've really achieved something. You're developing and you're pushing boundaries and you're pushing your body. You're using this as a means to to show you what your body is capable of doing. So it changed my physique, it changed my mindset, and it's given me a routine as well. The importance of routine is really really important. That's something that I'll carry forward with me.
Yeah, I think you've got the keys now to maintain your weight loss forever.
100%.
Now, if you wanted to take your physique to another next level, I mean, I think you've got a clear six-pack. Let's not shy away from that. You've got a six-pack now. Right? So if you wanted to get bigger and more muscular without gaining a ton of fat and falling onto that hamster wheel that many of us do, and I was on for about 10 years, where you put on muscle but you never look aesthetic, you look fat, then you look skinny, then you look fat, then you look skinny, or you just look like mediocre fat. If now you're at that foundation stage where you can take your physique to the next level without going through that cycle. And one of the things that I did identify with you right from the start was, if you are skinny fat, you won't have way too many bad habits, and you will have slightly higher energy expenditure. Otherwise, as you're young as well, and one of the benefits of you being so young is that you've grasped this knowledge now, so you won't have to suffer the sufferance that many of us have been through, including myself. I trained for 10 years, and from 2002 to 2012, I looked like rubbish, training 5 days a week. But alhamdulillah, you've got this tool now. For you now, it's all just onwards and upwards. That's it. It's just onwards and upwards, and now it's just kind of a linear, I would say almost a linear process towards your ultimate physique. And genetically, and this is for all the viewers that should know this, that genetically, naturally, all you can add on in your entire lifetime of training is about 25 pounds of muscle. That's if you've got top tier genetics. That is mainly, most of that you'll get it in the first 2 years. It'd be like 60-70% in the first 2 years, and another 20 or 30% in the next 2 years, and then within about 5 years you'll hit 90%, 95% of your genetic potential, and then it's just diminishing returns after that. And at your age, at 20,
just turned 27 actually.
27, 30, 31, you could be ideal physique, and then it's maintenance. And maintenance is a lot easier than trying to acquire it. You don't need to be in a calorie deficit. You don't need to, you have a bigger thing. So it's alhamdulillah, I'm glad that we caught you at this age. And you didn't have to experience all of the difficulties and pains that desi dads do at 37, 38, and you know. So, Daniyaal, it's been a pleasure speaking to you. Thank you for your time.
No, thank you so
inshallah, we'll obviously we'll communicate.
Definitely.
Okay. Thank you for this.
No problem. Take care, inshallah.
Take care.